Hi, everybody. I'm Eugenio Vargas, DM Jazzy Hands on the Internet, and I get to play a character this time. I'm very excited. Who am I playing? I'm playing Goma. It's fine. I'm playing Goma. Goma is a Misajai bio-priest, so a little combo of a couple of our characters from the show. Goma, that's all we're saying. Her pronouns are she, her.
All right, awesome. Hi, I'm Mandy. I'm known around the internet as LadyLuck34, and I'm returning again.
Yeah.
For those of you who remember last year's PAX Unplugged show.
No.
Sorry.
What was that?
Have some water. Have some water. You'll be fine.
No. Coming back with Miriam, who is a Batantu Packmaster, and her animal companion, Parashia, who is a Volca. And for those of you who don't know, Volcas, in the context of the game Motherlands, is basically like an ankylosaurus.
Mm-hmm. Who also
coughs up volcanic rocks. It's fine.
Don't.
Sorry.
I think I love them.
I think Mirren would have probably used her staff to kind of tap on Brescia, who's
Oh, good. Nobody was here to see that. Perfect. Don't you love when you accidentally do something and they're like, oh, good. Nobody can see. Hello. All right. What was I doing? Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. I should probably post a go live tweet. There we go. Post, minimize, close. What was I doing before? I don't actually remember. I played a bunch of hours on either Friday or Saturday. Saturday. Maybe Friday. And I have very little... Susie, you're in the way. Very little memory of what I was doing before. Oh, okay. Wait. No, because it wants me to go... Wait, hold on. Delete stamp. Put a skull here. Whoops. Like I put A star and a skull next to each other. Good to know that. I feel like there should definitely be more things over here that I did not find, which is fine. You know what? Here, let's... I don't know what I was doing, so let's just teleport over here. What was I doing? I don't know. Alright, Oh crap, I was supposed to say, what do I do? I'm locked in! And then I remember I'm at a tower. So it doesn't matter. Hey, Leaf. Yes, listen, Link's just trying his best. Link is just trying his best. But I hope you're doing alright. Oh, I'm cold right now. That is gonna be a problem. We should put on... Poor guy, let's give you some real clothes. That was not real clothes. But there we go. I'm doing alright, just, you know. It's Monday. Susie's doing good. She got annoyed with me poking her because she was in the way on the couch and abandoned me. In typical Susie fashion. What was it over there that I marked? There must be a shrine there. It's the only thing I can think of. Thank you for the gifts via throne. Way to throw me out under the bus in Zero's chat. I did order the, they have, it's really funny actually, because Spiritfarer is one that they've had forever and hasn't been sold out. And so I was like, oh, this is fine. And then, it's the Johto Legend. So, okay, wait, there's a little bit of a backstory. But the point, before I get to the backstory, the Johto Legends one is one that they've sold out and reprinted multiple times. So when I went to go be like, well, I guess I gotta go do the order, I went to go look and was like, why, how is Spiritfarer sold out? But they did a reprint and are not sold out of the... of the Pokemon one. Oh, absolutely. Susie was definitely spread out over the entire couch, and I was like, can you please move just enough that I can easily see the chat. It's the main thing is like where my laptop's set up because of the wires. I wanted to make sure. Okay, Will. We're going to that one because it's the closest one. Yeah, how dare I want to actually sit on my own furniture and have space for myself and not just my dog. So anyways, the thing that's funny is the vinyl that I Am 8-Bit has for Pokemon Johto, I think it's Johto Legends is the title of it, actually is the music from Pokemon Gold and Silver. So and Gold and Silver is important for a reason. Because it was the Gen 2, so 99, 2000 Pokemon, and it's where I to put it simply, it's where I built my long and it's where, not I shouldn't say it built, but it's where my long and enduring love of Espeon began. So Gen 2, which was initially Gold and Silver, and then Crystal, I believe the next year, 2000, either 2001 or 2002, I don't quite remember right now. And it's important because that's when they introduced two things. They introduced the day-night cycle. Well, they introduced a lot of stuff, but the two things that stood out to me at the time and is important for my story is that they introduced the day-night cycle, and they introduced the happiness factor for your Pokemon. Now, in these first games, the way it basically worked is that there was somebody you could go to, I don't remember if it was Bill or somebody else in the game, who would tell you like how happy your Pokemon were, and it had to always be the first one in your party. And it was a whole thing because you could go to the barber and cut your Pokemon's hair, and that would make them happier with you. And like having them in your party and what have you had a whole also impacted. And so the whole element of all of this is that, or why it's important, is the fact that you had your Pokemon had to, your Eevee essentially had to be happy with you and then level up, and when it leveled, if it was day or night, and it was leveling via happiness and not via one of the evolution stones, that's how you got either Espeon or Umbreon. And it was, you know, Umbreon was if it evolved at night, and Espeon was if it evolved during day. Also, as context here, I had Gold. So I had Pokemon Gold, I did not buy Silver, and then eventually Crystal, because I lack self-control and I absolutely had to play the next one too. But so it was this whole thing where I was like, oh my god, these new Eevee evolutions. I was so excited. I was a child, obviously. And it was a whole thing where I was like, I absolutely been getting one of the new evolutions, or at least one of them. And I left it to chance. I was like, I'm going to make my Eevee as happy as possible. And then I'm not going, at the time, particularly for either Espeon or Umbreon, I'm just going to have it reach the base happiness, and when it levels and evolves, it'll be up to chance whether it's day or night and which one I get. And as you might have guessed, I got Espeon. So Eevee got happy enough, and I leveled up during daytime in the cycle, and my Eevee evolved into... Oh god, that's up there. How the heck am I supposed to get up? You know what, actually. Oh, that's not what I wanted, but too late now. And then Espeon carried me through that game. Espeon is the psychic type. Has a combination of abilities including healing, what have you, and straight up carried me through Pokemon Gold. Like, to the Elite Four and everything. Actually, let's be smart since I'm down here. So my point with all of this, and the reason why it's funny, is that when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's one of the Pokemon, because I was blanking on what the regions were. And then I was like, wait, wasn't Johto Pokemon Gold? Because it was the whole big thing. Because Espeon, for the record, this is why I have Espeon plush. This is why I have Espeon jewelry. Espeon carried me through Pokemon Gold, and in a different way than the original starters, and a different way than, you know, watching the cartoon with Pikachu and everything, left an impression. Like, here's the thing, is like, I don't think it was just a game I played when I first played, you know, Red and Blue and Yellow. And, like, I liked it, and I started watching the cartoon. But, like, by the time we got to Pokemon Gold, I was a little bit older. Not by a lot, it was just a few years later. But I was a little bit older, and it was a little bit more of a, like, oh, I've chosen this. But yes, this is why I'm very passionate, because it's like, I think, like, I remember playing the earlier Pokemons, and, like, I especially remember spending a lot of time in Pokemon Yellow, and you had Pikachu who followed you around, and you didn't get one of the regular starters, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I think it was really Pokemon Gold. Like, having that first, because it was Gen 2, it was that first sort of evolution of the franchise. To go from, I guess it's like one of those, how to phrase this, it might sound a little weird, but it's one of those things where, like, I was a child, and it was, I think, very meaningful to me to get to see that, you know, this is one of those very distinct moments of how video games evolved in technical capability, I guess, is how I would phrase it. That I'd played probably by that point hundreds of hours of Pokemon, of the Gen 1 Pokemons, especially Pokemon Yellow. And then going to Pokemon Gold and being like, oh my god, they've added a day-night cycle, they've added happiness. There was so much more than that. That's when they introduced the daycare. There were so many components of what, like, that was distinct in a way that I don't think I had quite seen in other games. Not to say that there weren't technical advancements, like going from playing, I don't know, Link's Awakening on the Game Boy to playing, you know, Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64 was a wild transition of, you know, 2D to 3D. But it was still, like, at the core, that was the art. The core game was still Zelda. Pokemon was the first time that I was like, oh, they evolved the experience with that mint to, you know, catch Pokemon or get different Pokemon, what have you. So I think that's like part of why it stood out so much for me. And then to have a Pokemon that I kind of got on the whim because it was, you know, it was an Eevee evolution. And have it carry me through that game. Is it still further up? Do I have to go farther up? Was very important to me. So this is my long way of saying I'm very excited because that vinyl now I will always associate it. Yeah, look, it was just around the corner. I'm hysterical. Hey, Prax, doing good. How are you this evening? Just had a very convoluted story for Leaf about the vinyl I got that's selected songs from the Gen 2 Pokemon Gold and Silver. Gen after playing, and why it was important to me because it's when my ever enduring love for Espeon began. In the meantime, we're playing Zelda, and after being like, yes, I'm gonna work on finishing this game, I'm nowhere near the main story quest right now. I'm totally distracted by other things. As I usually am. Well, that seems dangerous. The Yiga clan, but I hope you all are doing well. And having a good evening. I was sanding dice earlier today, and I thought about potentially streaming sanding dice. But I decided that I would, whoops, not what I meant to do. That I would play this instead, because I want to keep working on it. And maybe I'll just do a random middle of the day stream sometime this week. Or another evening stream, who knows, and sand dice. Yay for being done with work. Yeah, I think it's, it just, I was talking about it in Cypher stream, or, you know, chatting about it in the chat, that dice, the thing with dice making is I'm still very new to it, so it kind of requires a little bit more attention than the sort of disjointed and manic way I do things like sewing. And not that that's necessarily a bad thing, it's just a, you know, I think about it with the painting, trying to ink the dice last time, where it was like, ah yes, in actuality, I barely inked anything because I was getting distracted and, you know, it wasn't something that I naturally knew how to do well. So it'll just be like me sitting there talking at you all while I just focus on sanding. Because I have 7 sets of dice to sand. 8 if I decide to sand the set that I had already painted, or already inked the numbers on. Oh, package with new friend! Yes! I forgot about new friend, but yay, excitement for new friends. I always like getting new friends. All right. Um. Sweet. I don't know how. I think that's the village, which feels like there has to be like some way down into that. There's something there that I just don't know. Okay. Um. Also, there's so much up there. Just for fun, let's go to the tower. Start shipping. Yay! Alright. I am gonna actually go do some of the main quest tonight, I swear. But yeah, so we're gonna have probably a dice standing stream. Maybe tomorrow. I feel like, oh, this is foolish. I should have gone to a different spot. I do feel like a lot of people are usually streaming on Tuesday nights. So I might... I don't know. We'll see. I have to get over my feeling guilty when I overlap with other people thing. Now it's like a system that, say, Pirate and I have for our usual, like, Monday and Thursday nights. But on any other nights, I just feel guilty about it. Or I'm like, oh, so-and-so streaming. Or like in the morning, it's like, oh, Cypher's streaming. I don't want to overlap. Or Panda is streaming or what have you. Which I know is silly because, like, that's just always how it's going to be. I feel like, despite there being nothing up here, there's no way that there aren't... I feel like, there's no way that there aren't chasms hidden here somewhere. Chloe Bunny! No, come back, Chloe Bunny! Well. Oh, there's the arrow. Just means you have more tabs open. Fair. Buddy, where you? You. Oh, you. Yes. Go. There has to be more chasms up here. There's no way that there's no way that this entire upper section has no chasms. Also, how did I manage to find a chasm here and not anything else? Oh, because, yeah, temple. Okay. cave goes in 2 different directions? Oh, hi, buddy. But yeah, so we're gonna get all the dice sanded and inked, and I'm gonna be better about actually sanding and inking as I go, rather than waiting till I have multiple dice sets. I need to go post them. Oh, how did you get all the way down here? Used to shield surf. Okay, but then why are you up in a cave in the middle of the mountains by yourself? I'm sorry, why? Hold on. This, this seems just like terrible life choices. You're like, I'm going to surf into a cave? Yeah, actually, she was escaping her students all along. Okay, well, I open this, so I bet you I'm gonna go back to her, and she's gonna be like, we should shield surf. By Lodge, Northwest Hebber Peak. That was literally all I had to do. Northwest would be up here somewhere. Okay.